Corey Richins cannot stop writing books about the crimes she committed, and we're going to talk about the latest one in today's video. Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome to the sofa. The sofa's back there with Mr. Roscoe holding it down as he always does, and my name is Paul. Welcome to the sofa, or welcome back to the sofa, depending on when and how you found us. Now, today you heard my little intro. You heard through the grapevine. We're going to be continuing talking about the case of Corey Richins. Now, Corey Richins is the accused in this case. Her husband Eric is the victim in this. Now, what has taken place is, again, I'll do a little 60-second thing here in a second, but she's been caught with this material in her cell. And so what we're going to do is review the transcript today of a phone call between her and her brother, with her trying to play this material off. Now, what I'll do is when we do the little 60-second overview, I'll read an article and put that up there, and that's how we'll begin the video. Now, the way we will be reviewing this material is I'm going to be reviewing the actual transcript of the court document. This is between her and her brother. I will be reading for both her and her brother. I will change my voice up a little bit for each one. So just know that. Now, also, don't forget, if you want to follow me on the old gram, on the old Insta, on the social medias, okay, just go on, click that little name on there on the screen. Go on, click the little link down there below. You can follow me over there and hang out and do all that stuff over there too in between the videos, okay? Anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so on the screen here, you'll see this article from Court TV. It's by Lauren Silver, and let's just read through this very quickly to get us all on the same page in case this is new to you. So it says, a transcript of the jailhouse phone call between Corey Richins made to her brother revealed more details about the book she claimed to be writing behind bars. Now, of course, most importantly in this is the victim, so let's read on and learn about him. Corey is charged with killing her husband, Eric Richins, by slipping a lethal dose of fentanyl into his drink. After her husband's death, she wrote a children's book about dealing with grief called Are You With Me?, which features a father wearing angel wings on the cover. Corey and Eric shared 3 children together. Prosecutors have accused Corey of attempted witness tampering after finding a walk the dog letter in her cell. The 6-page handwritten letter, which had walk the dog written inexplicitly at the top of it, included what appeared to be instructions to Corey's mother to give to her brother Ronnie Darden about what to say in the testimony. Now, in a responding legal motion, Corey claimed the papers found in her cell were privileged communication with her attorney and denied that the letter was witness tampering. Instead, Corey said the papers weren't a letter at all, but actually a draft of a fictional book she's writing. I'm telling you, this is insane, she told her brother. There was never a letter. There was never a letter. There was never a letter in a book or an envelope. Okay, so that gives us the basis of this. Now, again, she's not gone through court. She's not had her day there yet. Does the evidence look dicey? Yeah. Oh, completely. Now, again, like I said, Eric lost his life no matter what, right? Now, the victims in this case are him, his children. Obviously, they have lost their father and now their mother, and she stands accused of this. Now, she keeps getting in trouble with writing stuff. And it's kind of over the top. So what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to go ahead and jump into the transcript of it. It'll come up on the screen. You can read along with me. Now, like I said, the way that I'm going to be reading this is kind of reading the voices of each of them. You'll be able to tell who's who. Don't worry, you settle down over there. Settle down. Okay, so here you go. See the little title page here. State of Utah, plaintiff versus Corey Darden Richins, defendant. And let's go down here to the first page, proceedings. Now, this is Mr. Ronnie Darden, and this is Miss Corey Richins, is the two people. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say Mr. Donnie. I might say that throughout, but we'll just start off. If I'm doing a guy voice, it's him. And if it's her, it's her. Hey. Hi, what are you doing? So, working. So what? You can call but not text? I guess so. I don't know. There has to be some kind of mix-up because, I think because the guy that did my, disciplinary action yesterday, he never said that I couldn't text, message. He said I had to video call, but then, oh yeah, maybe. The deputies here are saying, no, he needs, okay. So this is what the sentence says. Limit phone calls. It says, limit phone calls to voice only and only handwritten letters out in 90 days. For what? Exactly. What does that mean? Doesn't it only you literally did not do anything? What the hell are they disciplining you for? And then I'm on 30 days of lockdown, 23 hours a day, no commissary. For what? They have to give you a reason. For the paperwork. That's what they're saying. For my paperwork that they illegally found, which I wasn't hiding. But for your paper. What does that have to do with jail? What does that have to do with your behavior in the jail? Well, I guess the jail gets to do disciplinary action too, is what they're saying. The jail does disciplinary. Again, For what? In the court. And they're like trying to say like my paperwork was contraband. Contraband? Yes, yeah. Like you stuck it in there? What the hell does that mean? Well, it doesn't make... They just tried to stack as many things on there as they could. Like, there's 3 different, they call them findings, and they're all... Contraband means any item that's relating, is illegal to be possessed or sold. Yes. Like, what the F are they talking about? I know. It doesn't make any freaking... Hold on 1 sec. Oh, I don't know what she said. Anyway, I have no idea how one freaking relates to the other. It doesn't. Those effing pieces of S Park City Police told the jail what to do. Yeah, that's what effing happened. That's what it comes down to. Well, and they just keep saying it's a letter. It was never a letter. Like, it was part of a freaking book. Like, it was never a letter. It was never an envelope or... It was part of the book you're writing? Yeah, so I was writing this book that... Okay, so basically, like, everything that happened up until, like, detention hearing, you know? And, yeah. Then at the detention hearing... Okay, I actually get out of jail, okay? So it's like a fiction mystery kind of book, you know? Uh-huh. So anyways, at the detention hearing, I actually get out and I'm on this mission to go to Mexico to like find these pills. And I call Dad up, and I'm like, Dad, you have got to come with me to do this. Like, it's this whole fiction mystery book. And so, like, obviously it's not real. Like, my dad has been dead for 2 years. Like, yeah. So me and Dad go to Mexico. I mean, it's like this really long, like 60-something page book and OS. Yeah. Me and Dad go to Mexico and we're like going to this ranch that Eric stayed at. And then we find out that there's human trafficking. And then and Dad is trying to like find out like who sold it to him. And it was the guy in the kitchen. And then we're like, oh my gosh, we've got it. We recorded it. Like, Ronnie, this is how ridiculous this thing is. I'm not kidding. And so then Dad's like, oh, it's the guy from the kitchen. Like, he just sold me some. And I was like, oh my God, there's human trafficking here. We gotta go. Anyway, so we go back across the border. I get arrested because I was out on bail and not supposed to leave the state. I write you and Mom, like, this letter from Mexico prison. And I'm like, get me out. Like, you gotta come. Like, all this stuff, you know? Like, da-da-da-da-da. You gotta tell them. And I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. And then I get out of Mexico jail, and then the trial starts, and then I write about the trial. Who's testifying? Like, they literally took those papers out of the story. Oh my God, are you serious? Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a 65-page novel. They read the whole thing. And on the front of the novel, this is the worst part. On the front of the book, it literally says, these are true events that have happened in my life, but the statements, the events, or this is surrounding, it says something like, these are surrounding the events of my life, but the statements, the events, and the way that it plays out have been falsified for a fiction novel. It's caused to hell and back. None of this can be used against me. This is only a book. So they read the whole. Are you effing serious? Yes, that is why this is crazy. So they read the whole book, but only took out the 3 pages they sent to them, knowing that's what it said on the front of it. Knowing that I'm talking about going to Mexico with my dad. This passed away. Like, what? I have some more questions about that because, yeah, it definitely does not read that way. Like, at all. Obviously. Because they pick and choose. They pick and choose. And it even talks about, like, I said something about, I want Sky to get me white stripes or something, like, da-da-da-da-da. And then the thing is, so, like, I get locked down because I got, like, the white stripes. And like, I put, like, I don't know, some girl told me on me or something. Like I write this whole thing, and then it talks about, like, the media stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm in Mexico prison. Like, the media is going to go crazy. Like, so, like, some of it is like, so a lot of like the first 6 chapters are all like true, like everything that's played out, you know, and then, yeah, the last of it is all kind of altered. And I said, some of it's true and some of it's not. Like, it's, you know, it's a book. It's a fiction book. Like, and then I said something like, the media is going to go crazy. Like, you have to tell. I don't remember who I said, somebody about doing, like, media. And, like, had posted like this picture of the kid. So I was like, you posted that? Like, this is crazy. Like, get me out of prison, blah, blah, blah. It is this long, long thing. And that's what they nitpicked. Do you have like all the other pages? Yeah. Does Sky know this? Yeah, I told her. I gave it to her. Oh my God. I know. I gave it to her and I showed her the front of it. And it was all in my Sky folder because I didn't know how much I can say. Like, because it's all just, some of it's true. Some of it's not. Some of it's altered. Like, it's just, I didn't know what I can say and can't say. Like, in this book, you know? So, obviously, yeah, it's fiction. If I'm in Mexico prison and we're already going to trial, and he says she, and Dad's alive, like, Dad's, yeah. And I have, like, all of the pages, like, bent, like, so they go together, you know, like, it's very clear, that these pages go, like, this is together. And on front of it, it says, like, the title, the characters, like, because I didn't change, on the front of it, I had, like, your name's Vinny, I don't know why, but I have, like, all the characters, and then what their names are going to be changed to, but, like, when I'm writing, it's, like, confusing to think, like, okay, wait, who was Stella? Who was, you know, oh, yeah. So I use all of them and then go back and change them to the names that are on the front of the freaking book. And it even says, like, the title, these are chapters, these are the characters. Are you effing serious? Nothing on this can be used against me. Like, this is all a mystery fiction book. It's all, which makes sense because the girl said that they had checked my cell like 6 times. And one of the times they spent like 2 hours. And I was like, so they were reading through the whole book? Yeah, they knew what the hell they had. Yeah. They knew that it was an effing BS book. Yeah. And they're like, oh, no, this looks like it could be this looks good. Yeah, decriminating. Yeah, so let's see this one. Oh my effing God. I know. That's why I'm telling you this is insane. There was never a letter. There was never a letter in a book, in an envelope. Like, this was never a letter. Like, what the F are you talking about? Does Mom know this? Yeah, I told her, but she was like halfway listening. And I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to. When did you tell her? A couple of days ago. Oh no, the first day. I think it was the first day when I got locked down. Well, she clearly has not listening because she has not told me that. She wasn't listening to you at all. I didn't think she was. And I'm like, Mom, are you hearing what I'm saying? And she's like, yeah, so anyways. And I'm like, oh my hell. So I was like, okay. So I don't know if she told DJ. I don't know if she told you. I didn't know. But Sky has the freaking book. No, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Yeah, it was pretty interesting too. Like, they go and we're like, Dad and I were hunting and we like, the Mexican guys were up on a cliff and we have to pretend like, you know, like how are we? Like, Ronnie, it is such a detailed book. I am not messing with you. Like, what the F, man, is happening? And then like when we find out Marco, the guy in the kitchen, is like the one that sells the pills and we get some from him, but then there's all these like 15 and 16-year-old girls there that are like getting human trafficked because they have this like 4th of July party, and like, why do they have a 4th of July party? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I know. And it even says in there, like, we, like, Mexican, like, we don't know if they're going to have a party. Like an Independence Day? Because we're in Mexico, but, because I had just gotten like released on the detention hearing and I wanted to get to Mexico like right ASAP. So it was like, we are getting to Mexico like on the 3rd, and then like Dad says, well, this would be perfect. Maybe they'll just celebrate anyway and that's when like the party and drugs will come out. And I was like, okay, cool, you know, good idea. And then we find out that they really are having a party and like they bring in truckloads of beer and all this stuff. But really it's not just a party, it's a sale of like human trafficking girls. Like, yeah. And I write how like all the guys and women are dressed to the T, but then like they have these like 15 and 16-year-old girls with them that are like, their makeup's running down their face and they're like, you know, like rocking back and forth. Like, you can tell they're drugged. And then I overhear a conversation with some guy that says, hey, I'll give you 10 grand for that girl. And that's when I find out, like, it is really, oh my God, no, dude. Everyone is blowing. Apparently, I don't know. You know, I don't watch the news, but no, they're all blowing up about this. Yeah, like, so that's effing unreal. Like, at one, you know, at some point, I hope Sky's going to say like what it really is. I'm sure that she will. I don't think that anybody knew. Like, Mom told me this as I was going in to do, I was a little busy and I was like blowing up. And then I get a call from a reporter and I was like, I don't know what the F you're talking about. Like, I was pretty damn pissy with them because like instantly asked and I was like, how the F do you even know about this? And she was like, well, they're talking about this and this. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I got pretty, messy with them. But yeah, like, no, like, apparently you're freaking, it's all over the damn place. So, I mean, that's a real good, now, I'm sure this guy's going to come out and say it. I hope so. It's even like dated back to when, like, it's just so crazy how like out of context everything is. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you took those pages, but you forgot the rest of it. Well, duh. Right. Like, yeah, no, it makes, Sky's thing was actually really good. Like they did it illegally, first of all. Secondly, the gag order doesn't effing like, it's already out in the public docket. It's already out in the public eye. Like they're trying to F her entire trial. Even if this comes out, even if it comes out as being a book, like, well, still, like this is all, they're trying to F her entire trial to taint a jury. And it's obvious that's what they're doing, right? Because they're that desperate. It's so unbelievable. And that thing you were looking for the other day, that they did not do it. I'm telling you, it was not done intentionally. The thing I was looking for the other day, yeah, yep, they didn't do it intentionally. Intentionally did not do it. No, they did. They did intentionally not do it. You just said they did not do it. Yeah, it was never done. That specific thing was never done, and they made sure it was never done. Intentionally. Yeah, that is bonkers. Yeah, these effing morons. Because if it was done, it would show, that they effed up. Would they? Yeah. Holy yes. Yeah, I can't. No, she didn't. Huh? Go ahead. Oh no, I knew she wasn't, like, paying attention when I'm trying to tell her. But you know how she does. Yeah, well, mom's just on the phone with Sky, and she said, you're not allowed to call her anymore. Wait, what? Mom was just on, or mom texted Sky just saying, hey, this is what Corey can't text for 90 days, and do this, that, and the other. Whatever. I just wanted to let you know, and I guess Sky told her she can't talk to her on the phone anymore. You on the phone anymore. What? She just barely said that? Yeah. And I was like, yeah? And I was like, what did you say back to her? And I was like, well, no. Think again. She goes, I didn't do anything, but mom did not hear you worth a damn. She definitely was zoning out when you said that. Otherwise she'd say something if she's still referring to it as a letter. Oh my gosh, it was never a letter. I know, this is effing, well, you'll have to explain it to her. I'm going to call her as soon as you get off the phone. Well, it's going to hang up in a minute, so I just wanted to check in. Tell her, well, cool, to don't freak out at Sky. I'm not, that's all. I was like, so she had like this whole thing she was going to write. I was like, no, just say, nope, think again. Sky's going to follow whatever she wants, but you can't tell a mother not to talk to her daughter. Who else is she going to talk to all day? Yeah, I get it. But all right, well, you can give mom a call, let you go. Okay, I'm going to call her right now. Jesus. Okay, love you. Bye. Love you. Bye. Y'all, if there was ever a time for I can't roll my eyes hard enough, okay, we are going to actually drinketh from the cuppeth over that one. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, okay? Oh my God. Y'all. Whew, mama jam on that. Couple of things that I want to talk about with this. So that's the thing, you get it. And these transcripts, if you follow true crime and stuff like that, you know how they go back and forth and whatnot. And they literally are like verbatim. So it makes more sense probably hearing it because we speak like that. So it fascinates me that somebody who is in jail awaiting charges such as the one that she is waiting on, with the whole thing tied to her about this children's book and grief and how similar it is to this, now is flipping the script and trying to say that all this evidence found in her thing was a novel. Okay, this is what blows my mind with some of these things. And again, I'm not her. I'm not sitting in there. I'm not facing these charges. So I don't know how to deal with the life circumstances in the way that she would, if that makes sense. Basically what I'm saying is I'm just being kind of judgmental on it, right? I would like to think that I would not, if it was a legit book, be like, let's wait on that. Why would you write something that's a mystery novel and then number one, put all this stuff? This is fake, so it can't be used against me. Again, I mean, all day long on that one, y'all. I mean, that's my thing with that, okay? I just am like, what, the things that you would think this long in jail, she would know better than that, but whatever. It's like, girl, you're in jail. They're recording everything. They're looking at your mail. They're doing all this type of stuff. You are on the radar officially. Okay. So then writing this whole convoluted book that aligns with this whole long story of how this all took place and the drugs and this and that, and now it's all fake and it was a fictional story about this and that. Now, what's also interesting to hear is her brother talking and how he's like gassing her up and hyping her up over this. Now, again, I am not her. I'm not her family. I completely understand that your family is going to want to support you for the most part, right? They probably are like, she didn't do this to this man. You know, she's being falsely accused. And so rightfully so in their worlds, they're going to think that everyone's out to get them. That part of it is like, you know, I can appreciate that viewpoint. It doesn't mean I agree with it though. You know, so I get that your blood, especially your blood, right? You know, they're going to want to stand by you. Listening to this, I'm like, no one is having a serious conversation with her and being like, girl, whether you did this or not is irrelevant at this point. You writing anything like this and giving them ammunition like this is absolutely the wrong thing to do. Do not write stuff like this. Do not say stuff like this. You keep these thoughts in your mind until you get out and then you write your book on it, if that's what that is. Now, if you want to ask me personally, Paul and Roscoe back there, if I believe this, absolutely not. Okay? I do not believe this at all. At all, okay? I think that she is trying to work out a story as to how this happened. Clearly, she is a very creative-minded person. I will give her that, right? I mean, she loves writing books that semi-quasi go along with the life. I mean, I wonder if there's a book out there about that. Didn't Stephen King do something like that? About somebody basically writing about the things that happen? I mean, it seems so like... You know, but that's just the shocking part of this, because I'm reading this and again, I'm just like, girl, you have children you're trying to get to. Like, why would you even, your husband, if you didn't do this, your husband has died unexpectedly. You have children without you know what I'm saying? I would just think that why would you risk that by writing a fictional book that's so similar, and it might be over the top and, well, even dad's dead and I said it didn't matter. You know, it's almost like, look, you have to, if you ask an undercover informant if they're that, they have to tell you or it doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, doesn't work that way. Yeah, it doesn't play out that way all the time, right? And so this is no different. I'm just like, it just baffles me. But again, when you see how this goes where, you know, family members and stuff, and understandably so, want to support their loved one, but they're also lining them up for some major disappointment, because depending on what evidence comes out, it's like, girl, okay, I can see your brother at least is really like, you know, yeah, they're out to get you. Everyone's out to get you. And it's just like, let's have I would have liked to have seen this. Corey, this is an awesome fictional book that you're writing, and I'm down for helping you write this. Maybe don't write it. Let's wait till you get past this. Play the game, basically. You're in jail. Don't keep stuff like this on you, because now they're going to use it against you. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You're on the radar right now. Let's get you back to your kids. Let's make that our number one priority. If they believe that she's innocent, which I assume they do, right? That's what I would have rather seen, because again, I'm just like, girl, we're right back here again with a book and a writing thing. It just keeps happening over and over. It's a theme, and it's very weird how much of a theme it is in this case. It's almost like, you know, these bizarre coincidences that after a while you're like, we can't call these coincidences anymore. It just is what it is, right? And so that's just where we're at with it. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Roscoe thanks you for watching, and he says drop some of those little sofas down there for him, and until we meet there on those sofas to go over everything, we'll see y'all there.